All right, great, great. Okay, so first of all, I welcome you all in this School Connect session for Ohio Dominican University with Shanti Asiatic School. Starting with this university, which was founded in 1911, one of the leading universities of US. The university offers 40 undergraduate programs. From the university, we have Natalie Chang, who is currently working as Director International Education. She is skilled in Department Administration, International Education, Recruitment, Admission, and Orientation for International Students. She has completed her MA focused in Political Science from the Ohio State University. The school which we have today is Shanti Asiatic School, Surat, which comes in state Gujarat. Uh, the school is counted among the top rated schools in Gujarat with an excellent academic track record. The institute is affiliated to Central Board of School. The school is providing uh, uh, world class standard and latest technologies with the modern facilities. From this wonderful school, we have Mr. Amit Maknawa, who is currently working as principal with over 15 years of experience. He is skilled in professional development for school leaders, teachers, and other staff, new school setup, quality assurance reviews, and 360-degree school audits, theatre, literature, teacher education, instructional design, and team building. The second member from this school is Mr. Jigar Desai, who is currently working as head of dean with over 18 years of experience. He is a dedicated person with excellent leadership qualities to motivate, guide, and supervise teachers and staff for academic and non-academic related work of school. The third member from the school is Ms. Deepa, who is currently working as a coordinator with over 15 years of experience. She is skilled in classroom management, academic planning, event planning and organizing, team management, curriculum development, and teacher training. The fourth member from the school is Snehal, who is currently working as admin coordinator and counselor. She is skilled in framing HR policies and managing promotional activities and marketing for the admission. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to give you a quick brief about UniBrijj as well. We work as exclusive recruitment app for universities. We are supporting universities through tailored student recruitment services like media planning, building network, direct sourcing channel, in-country representation, lead management, and other support functions. That's it from my side. Once again, I thank you all for joining us. Now, I would like to request Natalie to take this forward from here and give us a detail about the university. Over to you, Natalie.
Thank you. All right. Are you able to see my screen? Perfect. Okay, great. So I'd like to thank everyone at UniBrijj, first of all, for putting this together and taking the time to coordinate. I'm really excited to speak with all of you from Shanti Asiatic School. And today I'm going to introduce you to Ohio Dominican University. So let's get started. You've already heard about me. That was my introduction. My name is Natalie Chang. I'm the Director of International Education here at Ohio Dominican University. My office oversees international student admission, international student services, and our study abroad programs. At a small university, we do a lot in our office, and we've got a great community of international students here that I'm really happy to hopefully introduce your students to. So Ohio Dominican University, as I mentioned, we are a small liberal arts university located in Columbus, Ohio. Students attending ODU really get to enjoy that small school experience, but we're also located in a big city. So they kind of get the best of both worlds in terms of the American university experience. We have 39 market-driven majors open to our students, and our real goal with our education, our whole ethos, is helping our students connect their passion with their purpose so that our students are graduating with more than just a degree. They're graduating with the experience, the strong CV, everything they need to really pursue their passions outside of the classroom when they enter the job market. Being a small school, we benefit from a lot of things. Most importantly, we have an average class size of about 18. So our students are highly engaged in their classes and they have really strong relationships with their faculty as well as their peers. So it's a very intimate experience at ODU, very individualized. So our students are coming out with skill sets that are really defined individually, putting them in a competitive space. We are an NCAA Division II school, so we compete athletically, and we have over 40 student organizations. So it's never a concern about our students kind of getting lost in the shuffle, which I know international students going to larger universities, that can be a concern. Our students are fully engaged from day one, and they have a very strong community at ODU. Among our international students, we represent 25 different countries from all around the world. And that diversity is really reflected even further by our student body, our domestic student body, because we are located in Columbus, Ohio, which is a very diverse city, large immigrant population. So we have students kind of coming from all cultures and all backgrounds. It's a very welcoming campus. And as I mentioned, we are, open. We are a Catholic university, but we're welcoming students from all faiths and backgrounds from all over the world. Columbus, if you're not as familiar with Columbus, Ohio, it's actually the 14th largest city in the US, and one of the fastest growing. So we just surpassed San Francisco in size of population, and we're in a region of the US called the Midwest, just below the Great Lakes, situated really conveniently between Chicago and New York, but we don't have that high cost of living, which for our students is fantastic. That's kind of one of the big appeals in the Midwest. Tons of great opportunity. We're a young city, tons of universities in the area, so there's a large pool of connections our students make, but they are enjoying sort of that lower cost of living you get from the Midwest with all the advantages of being in a big city. Among those advantages, of course, are the professional experiences our students get to enjoy. Columbus is consistently ranked one of the top locations for recent graduates pursuing their professions after they graduate. Sorry, am I frozen? Okay, so we have a 92% job and grad school placement rate. So that's within 6 months of graduation. Our students are well placed in professions or graduate school programs related to their degrees. And we are a hub here in Columbus for the healthcare industry, the insurance risk management industry, and the financial sector. So the companies you see on screen right now are places our students have done internships or gone to work at. And COVA, I like to point out, is a large insurance provider here in the US, and we have a great insurance and risk management program for our undergraduate students. And COVA is opening an office just downstairs from my office here on our campus, so that students can engage in internships from day one alongside their academic program going into the risk management kind of actuarial science field. We are a liberal arts university. So just like most universities here in the United States, we do have a focus on the liberal arts. Our students do take general education requirements outside of their major. But here at ODU, we're really focused on educating our students, not just in their chosen profession, their chosen major, but really as a whole person. So being a small institution allows our students to really enjoy a Socratic method of education. Most of our classes are less than 30 students in the classroom, meaning that they're going to be highly engaged. We have a 13-to-1 student-faculty ratio, so our students are assigned a faculty advisor in their second year from their degree program, which provides them the mentorship, the one-on-one guidance that they need to really succeed academically and professionally, so really guiding those students toward that next step. What are they going to be doing after their bachelor's degree is complete? All of our students engage in our core curriculum, which is a cross-disciplinary program that goes through all 4 years. And we really focus on having a breadth of education. So we encourage our students to consider things like a double major or picking up a minor because it allows them to graduate with a demonstration of a wider skill set than if they come through with a simple focused bachelor's degree in one subject area. This is a way for them to signal to employers that, hey, I have the soft skills that employers are constantly telling our career development office and universities here in the US that they're looking for. They're not just looking for the skills, they're looking for the soft skills. Among our 39 majors here at the undergraduate level, I'm highlighting just a few of our most popular majors, particularly with our international students. Those I've written out in yellow tend to be the most popular for international students. Many of our students are interested in going into the health sciences after graduation, so biology, biopsych, chemistry are very popular, along with computer science, and then a lot in the business field. So we have many students who are doing our 4+1 program, which I'll talk about in a bit, which allows our students to gain a bachelor's degree here, but they also gain their MBA, their Master's of Business Administration, with just one extra year of study as it's integrated into their undergraduate program. As I mentioned, we really focus on encouraging our students to look at having a breadth to their studies. So we have a number of minors. Students can minor in anything that we offer as a major, but we also have some bespoke minors that are only offered as minors because there are a series of courses that are very much tailored to encouraging our students to graduate with specific skills. Our newest is the Innovation and Entrepreneurship minor. We're actually building sort of an incubator here on campus for this program. Everyone in this program will complete an internship off campus. Our office here on campus is sourcing those things, and it can be paired with any major. So it's preparing students to really be innovators in the field that they've chosen. And we know that with this generation of students, they really care about their contribution to the world, giving back, and how their place in the world connects to their chosen profession or vocation. And so the Innovation and Entrepreneurship minor is designed to really prepare them for developing that role for themselves. In addition to our traditional undergraduate majors, we also have accelerated programs that allow students to get their bachelor's degree and their master's degree in a shortened amount of time. So the two main programs that we offer for this, we have a 4+1. This allows our students to get their MBA here at Ohio Dominican University. They can earn a bachelor's degree in any field, and they'll use their general education component to complete the prerequisites. If they're not a business major at the undergraduate level, they can still do that. And then in their senior year, they'll begin taking graduate level courses. So that between their senior year and their 5th year, they're completing the graduate program and completing both a bachelor's degree and an MBA. We're ACBSP accredited for our business programs. So it's a high quality business program with they have subcategory majors within the MBA in things like risk management, healthcare admin, marketing, finance. So our students are prepared for that job, that work experience that they can get both during their education in the form of an internship and afterward on OPT here in the US. Our second program that I'm really excited to share with our international students because I think it's a great opportunity to sort of secure their graduate education here in the US, not having to worry about that kind of arduous graduate school application process, is our 3+2 program in partnership with the University of Dayton. So ODU and another Ohio university here, the University of Dayton, have partnered to offer a 3+2 in engineering and in law. Students spend 3 years at Ohio Dominican University, completing the majority of their undergraduate coursework. And then they spend 2 years at the University of Dayton as a graduate student. If they're pursuing an engineering degree, they can major in bioengineering, chemical, materials. There's a lot of different options, computer science, engineering, or they can pursue law at UD. That's an accelerated program. They can either do it in the accelerated 2-year format or in the more traditional 3-year format. But either way, with both of these programs, our students are on track from when they enter with us as freshmen, meaning that when they're going through the application process, for example, our engineering students, they don't take a GMAT. They have everything kind of already set up for them. They're not going through the traditional application process. They're already pre-admitted, essentially, as long as they're meeting their academic milestones here at ODU. It takes a lot of the worry and confusion that international students typically face when considering graduate school. And they're graduating in a shorter amount of time, which saves time, money, and they're entering the job market with a competitive master's degree from a fantastic school. So they earn their bachelor's from ODU and their graduate degree from University of Dayton. Finally, we also have an honors program. This is something I really like to encourage our students from abroad to consider, because we have had international students every year join this program, and it's a really fantastic way for more academically minded, more driven students to add that rigor to their education. Students in this program engage in special seminars, they have guest speaker series, they have access to a special part of the dormitories if they choose to. It's sort of an academic living community. They engage in extracurricular service programs, research, internship opportunities, and they all complete a senior research project that sort of serves as the capstone to their degree program. Students selected for the honors program are eligible for additional scholarships. And so students that are interested in this track should always apply early, because we do hold an honors competition in January for this. So we want these students to have already applied by the end of November if they're interested in pursuing the honors competition, which has everything from additional scholarships that are added on to their traditional scholarships that we offer, up to a handful of students who can earn full scholarships. Our services on campus, because like I said, we're a small school, highly individualized. So our students that are engaging in career services and academic resources, they're not going to large workshops or seminars. They're actually getting one-on-one appointments with our advisors. Career services works with our students on everything from creating their CV. They do mock interviews, they source internships, they help students prepare for graduate school. Everything is done on a very individualized basis, which at maybe a larger university would not be possible. Same thing with our academic resources. We have free tutoring, test prep, we have a writing center, we have research guidance. All of this can be done one-on-one with our students to really ensure that they're succeeding, they're making progress academically and professionally. And then, of course, we always like to highlight safety on campus, just because we know sending students abroad is it's a big decision. It's something you want to feel safe and secure about. Luckily, like I mentioned, we're a small school. It never takes more than 6 minutes to walk anywhere on campus, but we still have 24/7 security. All of our residence halls require key card access, so our students are secure in their buildings. And if a student is, staying late at the library or coming back from an off-campus event, they can always call our security to escort them across campus. So I feel very secure in telling parents and educators abroad that they're sending their students to a safe place. That's something that I feel every single day, and I feel very comfortable telling everybody. So just a little bit about our application process. We try to keep it as simple as possible, because we do know that your students might be applying to schools all over the world, dealing with a lot of different programs and processes. We have a free online application. We don't charge our undergraduates a fee. And from there, I work individually with all of our incoming students. So gathering their required documents. For international students, we do not require the SAT or ACT. And we find this more important right now than ever, because we know that testing centers abroad are closed. And then in terms of English proficiency, a student coming from a school such as yours that is English medium, that would be waived for them. So what we're really looking for in admissions is evidence of academic rigor, that they're going to be able to succeed here academically, and then me working with them one-on-one over Skype or Zoom or WhatsApp gives us the opportunity to make sure that these are students that are prepared, that they're looking for this small school experience, and that they're mature and prepared to go abroad and pursue their degree program away from home. We do all of our evaluations in-house, so we don't require students to get a WES evaluation. So I understand that you guys are on the CBSE program. That is something that we would convert to a GPA on our own. Keep it as simple as we can for our students. For our cost of attendance and scholarships, I'm really happy to say that for our international students, we do not charge a separate tuition. All students at ODU are looking at the same tuition rates, one of the benefits of being a private school. And we offer merit scholarships. A student coming from abroad that qualifies for admission is going to qualify for some form of scholarship. Typically, that's between $13,000 and $15,000 a year. We also offer housing grants and work study. So work study allows our students to work on campus if they want to get a part-time job, which we have a ton of here on campus. And our housing grants, which I'm very excited about, there's two, and our students receive both of them. The first is the Global Connections Grant, which I'll talk about a little bit more, which gives them a year of free on-campus housing. And then our International Student Grant actually gives them a $2,000 a year discount on housing after that first year. So you can see in this grid here, we list our cost of attendance before and after scholarship. So before scholarship, tuition, dormitory, meal plan, and our estimate for personal expenses, so things like transportation, books, travel, healthcare, whatnot, our total per year is around $49,000. But after scholarships and grants are applied, that really comes down to around $30,000 a year for our students. And that's including personal expenses as we estimate them. So the Global Connections Grant, I think, is a really important award that we actually give to all of our incoming international undergraduates. It's 1 year of free on-campus housing for a couple of different reasons. One, we know that that's a transition year for a lot of our students coming from abroad. They're trying to figure out school in the US. Parents are trying to figure out, how this all works. So this is one way that we can kind of decrease that confusion, removing the concern about housing, guaranteeing that the student can live on campus. We actually have on-campus living available to our students all 4 years of their undergraduate program, but that first year on campus is free. It gives them 2 semesters in the dormitory for free and really provides them with that sense of community that's so important during that transition to living in a new country, going to a university for the first time. So it's something that I'm very proud to say we can offer to all of our first year students coming from abroad. And then a little bit about our response. This past year has been, I know, a unique year for everybody. I'm sure you guys are dealing with your own transition through COVID. And so I wanted to share a little bit about what it's looked like here at ODU. So in March, we actually closed our campus and we transitioned to remote instruction, which I know I keep saying the benefits of a small school, but it's never been more clear that there are huge benefits to being a small school than when we were dealing with this, because we were able to work with our classes, our professors, our faculty, our students very closely to make this transition as seamless as possible. And it was incredible. Our faculty really adjusted to this practically overnight, and our students, I think because of this generation, they're very adaptable. It went extremely well. We did close campus, so all of our faculty and staff started working remotely, but we have a number of international students living here on campus. While for our domestic students, we encouraged them to return to their homes if they could. International students were more than welcome to remain in the dormitories. A number of them are still here living in the dormitories because we didn't want to encourage them to travel during such a confusing time, but also because we don't know how safe travel was at the time. So we've kept our dormitories open for international students. We kept on-campus security, we kept our food services going, and so that's been consistent from day one. Our students have remained in the dorms, they've had all those services available to them, and then for our international students in particular, my office has been pretty consistently coming to campus for little things like dropping off care packages and things like that, just because it is an isolating experience. We find for our students that are already really far away from home and now being confined to a dormitory for a long period of time. So we tried to make it as comfortable as possible. But I'm very happy to say the majority of our international students remained in country. We're traveling during a very hectic time and will be here with us in the fall. We've started returning to campus as a staff. So I'm here just a couple of days a week. We're all kind of alternating who comes in. And so we're starting to prepare for our fall. We're upgrading all of our classrooms. I think they're actually almost already done. All of our classrooms are being upgraded to have a hybrid component. So every class that will be meeting in person will also be recorded, live recorded. So a student who maybe wakes up and thinks, I'm not feeling well today, I don't want to expose myself, they can actually join their class from home or from their dormitory. So that's going to be available in all of our classes. So we are planning to have a return to campus for fall semester, but with a lot of flexibility built in for faculty and for students. One of the, I guess, silver linings of everything that's been happening is my office and the admissions office have been working very closely to improve the virtual experience for prospective students. So now we have a fully virtual campus tour prepared. Our student ambassadors, our current students who give tours, actually are giving these tours over Zoom to prospective students. So if you have students who are looking to get a campus tour of a US university or might be interested in ODU, they can actually sign up to have a tour over Zoom with a current ODU student. They can also schedule meetings with myself or with one of our faculty members, if they want to learn more about, maybe they've never heard about biopsychology, or they're not sure they want to study computer science. They can schedule an appointment with a professor to learn more about that program. So that's my introduction to Ohio Dominican University for you all. My contact information is up here, and I'm sure it's been shared with you as well. So I'm always happy to answer questions. I'm always happy to chat with schools and prospective students. So please, if you have any questions that we don't get to today, or if you forget and it comes up to you later, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you, Natalie. That was very informative.
Thank you.
I would request Mr. Maknawa, Mr. Jigger, and Deepa ma'am to ask their questions.
Mr. Bukwana, if is it possible for you to speak a little bit about the school so that Natalie would get to know a lot about the school, because we have just given a brief idea about the school, Shanti Asiatic School. So we would like to know from you what kind of students are there in the school, which curriculum you have been following, and what is the percentage of the students that prefer to go abroad for higher education. Over to you, Mr. Makwana.
I think you're muted. I'm sorry.
Is it audible now? School
Yes,
school
sir.
has been established in 2012, and presently we are having nearly 450 students, and we are having all three streams: science, commerce, and humanities. And Deepa ma'am, as far as I know, because presently I have just shifted to this new school. Earlier I was in another school, so I just it's a recent transfer from one school to another school. So we have somewhere near 20 kids, ma'am, in 12th right now. Deepa ma'am,
Voice is
can you please
muted.
just
Yes, sir.
unmute
20
for
kids we have. Right now, 20 kids we have.
Okay, 20, like how many in science and how many in commerce?
Science, we have 2 students. And
Okay.
commerce, we have 17 students.
Okay, so most of the students are studying, management and science. I don't know, Abza ma'am, the students are, gradually losing their interest into science. And presently also, like more and more students after the 10th, we are wishing, and I think we are anticipating that they may, opt for commerce. But our school, like students are and the parents are financially sound. So once we give them all the aspects of, your university and your, all the facilities and all the, courses offered by you, so many of them will definitely, they will try to take up, foreign studies. And yeah, it's, people like students are really willing to go abroad and study their, further courses. So they will be definitely, once they are given all the, information, so I'm damn sure they will go ahead. And more than that, it's a one kind of a chain. So like their, if they go, their friends will also, join them. So
Yeah, true.
and but the basically right now the people are, scared because of the COVID-19. So they're just waiting up for opening up the, all this, like blockage. So once the international flights and everything is on the smooth surface, we surely will definitely make a kind of a Zoom meeting, or if possibly Natali and her team can come up to India and can guide our students, because we have been Afza ma'am doing these things since 3 to 4 years, and most of the, I think, 7 to 10 university every year. In my previous school, I used to call them, and they physically used to come to the school, and they used to interact with the 10 or 12 best schools of Surat, because in Surat we have a, I think, 25 to 50 CBSE schools, and all are financially sound parents. So they wish their kids to go abroad and study higher.
Sir, if possible, this virtual meeting can be arranged for the students and parents. I think it is really
Of course.
valuable for them.
Hmm.
Yes, of course, we can go ahead and
Because like one query I have, whatever ma'am explained about the courses, like that, even students also may have different kind of queries. One queries I'm having about the dual stream. Shall I ask, ma'am?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
what was that?
dual stream. I'm having the query regarding dual stream. You said right? Any
Mhm.
undergraduate, okay, plus MBA program. I think
Yeah.
so. So that, for example, undergraduate, if for example I have selected any criminology science
Mhm.
or the physical, exercise science. So is it possible that dual stream is available for those kind of subjects also?
Yeah, so one of the nice things about the way the 4+1 has been structured is that the prerequisites that are required to go into the graduate program, a student can sort of absorb into their general education and elective credits. Um, Being a liberal arts university, there is all that flexibility that comes with having those extra subjects that students take. So our students can choose, kind of pair any bachelor's degree that they're interested in pursuing, so maybe a criminology degree and that MBA. Which what we're finding more and more is that an MBA is a valuable degree in every field. We have students in computer science getting MBAs. I know here in my field in higher education, it's becoming more and more common to have an MBA. So it's, I think, a great opportunity for students to plan ahead and have that MBA as part of their degree program.
No, actually nowadays most of the students are preferring this dual course, because they can complete all together the graduation and then masters also. That is why
Mhm.
they prefer it. Normally nowadays students are preferring those kind of dual streams. So is it possible to arrange this session with the students, or we can share something information? So maybe it will be helpful for the students also, and they may have different queries, so they can also send a query or messages.
Yeah,
Because when
absolutely.
we expose the thing to them, actually the ground level, students are having a number of queries compared to a
Question.
teacher. So
Yes.
they may have an idea about, even I saw many different courses, because just I selected this criminology and physical exercise, whatever. Same thing, even students might have seen so many courses, so they might have any ideas, even they can approach also.
My
Yeah,
question was that, because parents are going to ask me, before, like seeing all this, meeting and everything, after completion of these courses, what are the chances for, their, like, professional
yeah.
development, as well as, like, job security, or, like, what are the, like, nominal, the salary they are going to get, like general salaries they are going to get, or is there any campus interview or something?
Yeah, absolutely. So our students, as I mentioned, 85% of them engage in some sort of internship during their degree. And I would say the only reason that that's not 100% is we do have a number of students that are coming to us from government funded programs who don't see the value. They choose not to. Any student who wants to get that sort of professional development during their degree do, which is wonderful. And then for our students, when they graduate, they're eligible for something called OPT, optional practical training. It allows them to remain in the United States for a year to pursue work experience. I'd say the majority of our international students choose to do that. And then from there, those can lead to more long term job opportunities.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, and the nice thing about, like I mentioned in the earlier slide, Columbus itself is a very fast-growing city, and it's consistently ranked as one of the top places for recent graduates. It is a very young city with a really large financial sector, insurance sector. Major companies like JP Morgan Chase and PwC have large headquarters here. Nationwide is another really large company here. They're an insurance agency that have a huge financial impact as well. So we have students that are going into those programs. And the nice thing about, for example, our risk management program, sort of the actuarial sciences track, they have guaranteed interviews when they're graduating with these companies here in Columbus. So regardless, they'll always have an interview before they graduate for a potential job.
Okay. My another question is that I think I should not ask, but it is coming to my mind, and parents may ask me, is there any kind of a discrimination or disparities with the Asian students or something? I'm extremely sorry, but they may ask me after the incidents of black and white in the USA.
That's a fair question. I totally understand. I know that there's a lot going on, and in the media you're seeing a lot as well, and that's a huge concern for parents, and I completely understand.
Yes.
I'm very, very happy to mention that, here in Columbus, it's a very diverse city. We also have a number of universities, so we have international students coming from all over the world, not just at ODU, but at other universities that we connect with. We work with a program called International Friendships that connects those students from everywhere else. So students, if they feel like they need to be closer to their community, they have that opportunity. But I will say that here in Columbus, it's diverse, it's very welcoming. We're in the Midwest, but we're a very liberal city. Not to like bring the politics into it, but I would say we are very liberal and welcoming. So it's a community that I am very comfortable, as someone who works with international students, I'm comfortable encouraging students to come to. That's important to me as an educator in this field in particular that I've chosen. I came here from the West Coast. I originally am from Silicon Valley, actually. I grew up there. And my husband and I are very happy here, very happy with the community that we've found here. And we do find it to be a very welcoming place. Are there issues? There can be, as in any city in the United States. But I'd say for a chosen destination for international students, Columbus is a really good choice.
Okay, great. There must be some community counseling centers, something like that, specifically for the Indian students.
Yeah, so that's one of the nice things about our partnership with IFI, this International Friendships Group. What
Okay.
it does is it connects the international student community from all the universities in Central Ohio. So they have events throughout the year that bring those students together. So they have that support system. But then we
Okay.
also, I forget the name of the organization. It's, I think, the Central Ohio Advancement for Asian Populations. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but they're also here in Columbus. So there's a ton of great opportunities. There's also, the community, it's like the domestic community itself that students can engage in, and we always encourage them to.
Some
And here on
parents may also
campus, we
ask.
also, oh,
Some
sorry.
parents may also ask for a Indian food or something like that.
About
Is it?
food, yeah. So we actually, something that we prepare for our students when they're coming here is a welcome guide that includes a list of all of the grocery stores where you can find food from home, and then
Yeah.
the best restaurants that are available. So there's tons of great things like that. We have a great market not far from here. It's a large international market. Our students really enjoy. I really enjoy personally, where they can, get things that they're welcoming and feel comfort and feel close to home.
May I know how many students are there from India right now at your place?
Yeah, so we have about 60 international students total. Right now we have 3 students from India. It kind of fluctuates from year to year,
Yeah. Okay.
but we are a small
Because
school. And that's just
no
among
issue,
our
ma'am.
international student population. Among our domestic population, I don't know the number of Indian American students, but
That's perfectly fine. What we worry about, we are aiming at better future for our kids. Once we like
True.
send like 3 students or 5 students, that's not a question. The question is how is their future, how they have shaped the future there, and how how like how far they have progressed there. That's what our main concern is. But
Hmm.
hopefully looking ahead for like a better bond.
And Natalie, I really like the thing that you shared. The tuition fee for the international students is the same as of domestic. And
Hmm.
the first 2 semesters for the international students are free in their dorms on campus.
Yes.
So that's really a wonderful facility, I would say, Mr. Bafana. That's great for our
I was
students.
asking Afza ma'am, I was a little bit confused about do they require academically IELTS any particular bands?
Sorry?
Academic IELTS, there is no requirement. Is there any
IELTS?
requirement? Yeah, IELTS.
So if the student is coming from an English medium school, we waive that requirement.
Okay, that's great. And I think you also mentioned that you do not require WES, World Education Services, evaluation of all the certificates, right? So
Right, we
that's
do
good.
all the
That's good.
evaluations ourselves.
Okay. And how about the teachers training program? Do you have anything online? Because our teachers also, looking for some kind of motivational and some kind of a polishing programs for themselves sitting here in India.
Yeah, actually, so when it comes to our graduate programs here, um, we have two main focuses in our graduate education: business and education. And I don't typically talk about our education programs because a lot of them are predominantly online. So for our international students, especially at the high school level, it's not something that they're super interested in. But our education leadership program, which is for those in administration, principals, and the like, is a fantastic program. It's widely used here in Ohio and in the US among administrators and school officials here. And there's also the online option for that program. We also have TESOL, which is our Teaching English as a Second Language program. And then our English program, sorry, our Masters in English. So those that are interested in teaching literature, that's another option as well. But yeah, our teaching programs are fantastic, and we do have online options for them, as well as certificate
After,
programs.
yeah, so surely we'll catch up her for these programs. And I have already got the visa, so I'll definitely visit you personally.
That would be wonderful.
Deepa ma'am, any questions from our side? Jigar sir?
Sir,
Snehal ma'am is also there, na? I think Snehal ma'am is there.
I don't think so,
She
sir. She
is
is
there.
there.
Okay.
I am.
She's
Yeah.
there.
Is there.
Sir,
Yeah.
I have one question. Ma'am, the worldwide situation, what is going on, and in such cases, student may want to join international universities, but they are afraid to join at a very right moment, ma'am. So, is there any option available that they join your university from here, but they can attend the classes maybe after 1 year or down the line? Is there
Yeah,
any distance learning programs available?
yeah. So that's a really good question, and it's one of the big components of our COVID response. As I mentioned, we've transitioned all of our classrooms into a hybrid format so that students can join remotely if they wish. And this is actually something that some of our incoming students this fall that would have started with us for the first time are going to be doing is they'll be taking their classes completely remotely. They'll be doing them online from their home country because they can't travel yet. For example, we have a number of students in Europe. Students in Europe can't travel to the US at the moment. So they'll be engaging in their classes online and then joining us when they're able to travel again or get their visa. So we
Yeah,
have that option. We also are being as flexible as we possibly can with our incoming students. So students are able to defer their admission if they wish. So if you have students who are on the fence about applying to school in the US, they can apply this year and secure their spot, and they can make that deferral if they're at any point uncomfortable about making that transition. Their scholarship follows them, so if they defer, that everything is secured for them.
okay. Yeah.
When do you expect this all this like flights, international flights may resume?
We don't know. So we've been working really closely with Education USA at the embassies because they sometimes know a little bit more the general public does, but really everyone, I think, is kind of in the same boat. We do have students that have successfully traveled this summer to and from campus, and we're still determining what our quarantine policy will be for those students in the fall. But luckily, like I said, we have the hybrid available to them. So if they do need to spend some time isolated in the dorms, they can do that. But we're crossing our fingers and hoping that visa services resume pretty soon.
Afza ma'am, actually, I was about to travel to UK this March, but due to this COVID-19, we had a special exchange program with the students of United Kingdom, especially visiting Cambridge University and one of the school, and like it was a 12 days program, Jigar sir. But due to this
Yes, sir.
COVID-19, everything just ended like anything. So this kind of exchange program also you can plan out in the future. So this is also going to give you a boost in the numbers of the students.
True, true, sir.
Fine. So I think we are almost done. And as Deepa ma'am is suggesting and everybody is suggesting, we will once again go with the students
Yeah,
and
that would be
we'll
great.
plan out something.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
But by
Right,
That's
that
sir.
time,
great.
you can send us all the information on our mail. So we can also study the things and we can also go through all the content. And then later we can inform our parents and students to, kind of arranging these kinds of meetings.
Yeah, definitely we'll be sharing the presentation with you so that you can have a look in depth once again. And whatever queries you have, you can write to us and we can definitely forward the queries to Natalie. And your each and every query would be answered.
And
Snehal
Natalie,
ma'am, you
do
have any
share
query?
that teacher training online courses
Uh,
Yeah,
also.
I can
Yeah.
for sure.
Ma'am,
Actually,
actually, I
that's a
want to
very
ask you
good thing.
something. It is,
Learning should never stop.
Yeah, we have a question, I think, from Deepa or Snehal.
yes, yes, yes. Though our school is a CBSE board school, but do you have any privilege for IB board students or Cambridge students?
Sorry, that was a little bit muffled.
Do you have extra privilege for IB board students or any Cambridge student? Our school is a CBSE board student. Okay,
Did you say for
so do you
Cambridge
have any
students?
privilege for IB students,
So
IB
we do
board students?
have for IB and for Cambridge, we do offer advanced credit, so students can receive college credit for their scores.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other
Deepa, any
question,
other
Mr.
question?
McNamara?
No, actually, I would like
Sorry.
to know about the any other what are the exact scholarship programs about the detail. Maybe you'll be sending. That is why I didn't ask about that. Sir already told that you'll be sending the details and everything. Because if students ask, no, then only we can guide them. Depends on that only. Maybe we can motivate them to join. Whether whichever stream they are, whether it is a science or humanities or commerce, okay, whichever stream, but depends on the scholarship program only we can talk to them, we can explain them.
Yeah, our scholarships are all merit-based scholarships. So it's going to be based on their secondary school results when we convert those to a GPA. And they range typically from 13 to 15,000. If a student qualifies for admission, they're going to at least receive that 13,000. That's an international student scholarship. And that's like the minimum one. So if they qualify for admission, they'll qualify for that. And it can increase based on their scores. And then in addition, the honors program, which I can include a link in everything that I share with UniBrijj, and they can share with you to that program, because that does require things like recommendation letters and an essay. But students applying to that program can earn additional scholarships on top of what we already offer to them.
And do you have any students program, ma'am? Because this is my just suggestion I'm asking, because nowadays we are running with the online classes. So do you have any kind of project or online submission kind of any project for the senior secondary students? Do you conduct that kind of
A project?
projects, or I can say some that
Maybe a
competition?
short-term
Shorter courses, 2 3 months
short-term
courses you're
courses.
asking?
We don't
Not
Maybe
two
offer
three
someone
month
who
courses, sir. For example, if you know that online projects they can submit for attaining the scholarship, and if they are interested.
Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, so our scholarships are primarily offered on a merit basis, so it'll be based on their secondary school results. Yeah, the only difference is really with the honors program. When they apply for the honors program, they can submit additional materials to support their application. Does that answer your question?
I think Deepa has a good suggestion for the universities, so that if the universities can go ahead with this, if they ask the students to submit any kind of project, and on that basis, if the scholarships can be decided, so that's a great suggestion,
Oh, yeah.
Deepa.
No, no, why I said this, because right now, no, they are at home. They are completely in online, so they can think lots of things.
That's a
That is
good
why I
point.
said
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
And I think, yeah, that because we have that component with our honors program scholarship, students who are preparing projects like that, I would definitely encourage them to apply for the honors program, because that's something the committee would love to see.
And is there a doctorate program at your place?
No,
PhD?
so we're a small liberal arts college, so we're focused primarily on undergrad and master's degree programs, but we have a number of students every year that go on to their
Okay.
that's one of the nice things from myself, my experience in graduate school, when you come from a smaller university, a liberal arts university, you're having those kind of like intimate classroom experiences that really prepare you for graduate school, that prepare you for a doctorate program. But you also have those really deep connections with faculty from small class experiences that are huge when you're applying because you need those recommendations.
Fine, so ma'am, I think we are done with all the information, and we'll wait for the information on the mail, and then we'll again, discuss about the possibilities and everything.
Sure, we'll do that. We'll share the PPT with you, and they all will communicate, and we'll see then what next thing we can plan.
Absolutely, ma'am.
sure.
And
Thank you,
definitely, we
Caitlin.
know that Surat, especially Surat in Gujarat, it's a very good place that is mostly like it's a dominated place by literate people, most educated people. So definitely, we can have a number of parents who would be looking forward for their students, for their children to go abroad for studies. And as Mr. Makwana said that they have potential parents, so definitely we can look forward to have a session with the students also for Ohio Dominican University. So after getting the information, Mr. Makwana, I think you can share that with the students. And if you would like to have a session, then do let us know. And it will be a pleasure to arrange a session for the students as well with Ohio Dominican University.
Sure, absolutely, certainly we will do that.
Yeah.
And ours is one branch in like Surat, and then Ahmedabad and Kheda and Vasal. So many branches are there. Shanti, Asiatic,
Mhm.
and we have numbers of students. So like once we are successful with these things, then we can definitely go ahead. So it's not just only 450 students. It's I think more numbers of students. So I think the numbers are large if we calculate all our like different branches of Shanti Asiatic. So so that's not an issue. But as I said, I'm looking for a better future for my kids. So that should be guaranteed.
Definitely.
Definitely.
So, Mr. Bakwana, I have a question over here for you. Are these branches like, do you have a centralized management, or we'll have to speak to other branches specifically?
See, the initialization was done by me. So, like first, if I am successful, then I can definitely recommend to other principals as well. But I think the kick up, the startup should be the best once we get all the positive things from ma'am, and like once the things are clear, then surely I will recommend to my management. But things like the beginning part is done from me. So if the all things go well, then things will be fine, right, Jigar sir?
That's wonderful.
Right, sir.
Great.
And I have already spoken to my management today that today we are already having a meeting with
Conduct.
yes,
Yes.
Abza ma'am and the international, like from the USA, one of the college. I did not name it, but like first I wanted to have clear understanding about all the programs and courses offered by the university. So tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'm going to talk to them in detail, and We are positive about it, so don't worry.
That's wonderful.
Then we have to plan your next session very
We're actually hoping to see ma'am, coming physically to our school and explaining all the courses. But
That's
I
the
know I can
goal.
understand.
True.
Yeah.
We too are
And
waiting for that.
I will definitely connect with you the best, like including Shanti, Asiatic and other schools. So all the principals are kind of good friends of mine. So definitely introduce this university to other schools as well. So there are lots of schools which are financially very much sound, and their parents also can afford the fees and everything. So it's not a there is no big hurdle about this.
Great. Through you, I'm sure we will make people know about Ohio Dominican University a lot.
Yeah, sure, sure, absolutely.
Great.
There is there's one man Girish. He's staying in Bangalore. Actually, he brings everybody to like India. I'll Absalom,
Mm-hmm.
I will share with you the contact details. Do you know Girish Baldaria or somebody's name
I
named
know,
is
I
there?
know, I know
And
him.
the office is in Ahmedabad. The Bhumi named lady is there. She takes cares of all the things, right? So he does
So don't
everything.
worry, we'll bring everyone to you. You don't have to go anywhere else.
Sure, sure, absolutely, absolutely. And we'll also go for an exchange program of my teachers, so my teachers also prosper and they also see the latest technology and everything in United States.
So
Wonderful.
Natalie, we'll
That
be looking forward for the information about the teaching programs as well from your end, so that we can share with Mr. Makwana and he can probably transfer that to the teachers, and probably we will be having few applications from the teachers at least for this fall 2020,
Great.
not for students, right? Okay.
Natali, ma'am, people are crazy for USA and they are looking for a EB5 files and students files and everything for the USA. So
Mhm.
there's nothing to worry. Once you prove everything, like fruitful, so your university have a bright future ahead.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So should
So
we
no
wind
more
up?
questions from your end now.
Deepa ma'am,
No, no, sir. Is it
anything?
No,
absolutely
sir.
okay?
No,
I
sir.
explained everything.
Well,
Absolutely
sir,
fine.
well, ma'am, because Snail ma'am ultimately dealing with all the parents to for the counseling and everything.
that's
Okay,
the
that's
toughest
wonderful.
part
Do
of the job.
they have any student loan type of a system?
Sorry, we didn't hear you.
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Do
Again,
they have
after it.
student loan type of
Students,
Your voice is breaking.
students loan?
students loan. Okay, is there any
Students loan.
financial
Yes.
benefits or monetary benefits or
Yes.
students loan?
So outside of our scholarships are all internal. So they're coming from the university. We do have students that do sometimes get loans from third parties, but that's I
Okay,
don't know.
and I think 20
Because they
hours
are
per
pro.
week is the permission for the students for the work permit, right? 20
Mhm.
hours. Okay, that's in campus or outside of campus.
Yeah, so they have the work study award where they can work on campus. Students on the F1 visa are always allowed to work on campus up to 20 hours during the school year, and then they can work more during the summer. So we have students that will work, like, for example, I actually have a student from India who's a computer science major, and she works in our computer help desk office. And during the regular school year, she works like 20 hours a week at most. But right now it's summertime and she's working all the time. Whenever I have a problem with my computer, I pick up the phone. She's the one to answer. Um, there's those benefits, and then of course there's the optional practical training and curricular practical training. So those are opportunities for students to do internships off campus, and those can be paid. That's further on in their undergraduate degree program, usually toward their junior year.
Okay.
Okay.
And they have 5 days of school, college, or like 4 days of college, Monday to
It
Thursday.
It always depends on the student's individual schedule. We offer classes Monday through Friday. Students can kind of arrange that how they wish. Our classes typically meet either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday. Some of them do meet just Monday, Wednesday. So it varies by student.
Okay.
Ma'am, and after joining the college, in how many months they can get the job?
So they can begin working working on campus immediately. That's one of the benefits of a student visa, is that they're allowed to work on campus. And we actually have a work-study fair during the first week of school, so that all the different offices and things that are hiring students, students can just go around and find out what opportunities exist. Students that want an on-campus job don't have trouble finding one. All of our offices hire work-study students. There's tons of great opportunities, everything from being an office assistant, a library worker, computer help desk, to doing things with our athletic teams. We have sports managers, things like that.
Okay.
What is the average temperature there in
So it
OU?
varies by time of year. We definitely have 4 seasons here, 4 distinct seasons. So right now it's the middle of summer. I'd say in Celsius, I'd guess it's around 30 right now. But in the winter, we do get snow. So, you know, students are going to get that full Midwest 4-season experience here.
It goes to -5.
I think at the coldest.
Okay, at the coldest. Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty mild
Fine.
here compared to other parts of the Midwest.
Okay. So we're done,
Yep.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So it was
I
really,
guess.
Natalie, it was nice talking. Nupu ma'am and Afzam, it was really fantastic talking with her and getting all the information. Really thankful for such a nice, like meeting, online meeting, and hopefully we'll, have a meeting with the students as well in very near future. And looking ahead.
Thank
Me
you
too.
so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much,
Thank you,
everyone, for your
everyone.
time.
Bye. Take care, everybody. Bye. Bye.
Thank
Natalie,
you.
have a
Take
good day.
care. Natalie, have a
And
good day, and rest of us have a good night.
your
Yeah,
Bye.
have a good
Nehal,
evening.
Good
have
day.
Yeah, good
Yes.
day.
take care. Bye bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Stay safe, everyone.